Hello everyone and welcome back to the Corsair Asia Cup. This is game 2 of a best of 3 between Titan and XctN 2. Thank you of course to Corsair for sponsoring this tournament. Thank you to Berkeley for co-casting with me. And thank you of course to Elza for doing the camera work and streaming. Hello Berkeley, how you doing?
I'm sitting on the edge of my seat right now. It's so good. We're seeing XctN 2, who weren't even a team before the Corsair Asia Cup started. Just came together and just came into this tournament as no names, as like just a ring-in team, a secondary backup team to XctN 1. And they've not only popped out XctN 1, but they've come into this main event and they have now taken game 1 against Titan. This is incredible, and Titan really need to bring it back now, otherwise they risk dropping down into that lower bracket.
Yeah, it's a little bit crazy, and I mean, even if XctN do lose the next game and the game after that, though of course they've got a pretty good chance of winning the first game, it's still impressive to beat Titan out at all. I mean, XctN 2, like you said, new team, Titan, well established. I mean, the roster has been pretty much stable by losing Mushy for years now. Previously playing under Orange, of course. So, yeah, I mean, Titan are one of the most well-known teams in the Southeast Asian region, and we'll have to see this game. I mean, like I said, usually Titan do tend to run more aggressive push lineups. You often do see them just taking heroes based around getting down towers. And yet, you know, last game they did go for that aggressive ganking lineup. And, well, yet again, picking up the Nyx Assassin first. So, a lot of heroes in the pool that they might have wanted to take, but they're just going to ignore them in XctN, just going with what worked for last game. Nature's Prophet and Ancient Apparition yet again.
Thank you very much. You guys are going to stick with your standard bans. Okay. We'll take Nature's Prophet Chemo and the Ancient Apparition for Rara. What are they going to be picking up next? We're going to see Disruptor and ooh, what's Joven going to be on in the mid?
Well, Joven's very good at a lot of heroes. Maybe something like the Templar Assassin could be coming out. Pretty high nuking damage from that.
Yes. Yeah, that's true. I was trying to think one of the well-performing heroes that Joven's been playing when the Invoker was banned out. And yes, the TA has been picked up twice and worked very, very well for Joven twice. So we could be seeing a TA coming out for Joven, otherwise known as no sponsor, on the side of XctN 2. The next pickup for Titan, are we going to be seeing a Rubik again? Are we going to be seeing a little bit of a change around for X? Nope, Rubik straight up. Classic. We got our supports. We're going to stick with them no matter what happens. That's
Wait, do we go back in the past, or what's going on?
We're just replaying match 1. That's what's just happening right now. We're just going to watch the same thing unfold.
Yeah, it looks like it is going to be the same thing over and over again. But that's all right. Titan maybe just wanting to do a redo. Last game didn't work out so well, so God knows they can try again. Honestly, I am hoping to see Ohio in the Darkseer, though. His Darkseer is phenomenal. I mean, you know, we were talking about whether or not Void is going to get, well, banned out Void, but, you know, 5-man
Faceless
Chronospheres.
Void, respect ban coming out from Titan. They do not want to see Jules in that farming position on the Faceless Void again. Such a Warrunner banned out for XctN 2, so they wanted to make sure that they deal with some of the stronger off lanes that Titan could be picking up. And Spectre, all right, there's the other farming hero being banned out by Titan. So I think they're starting to respect Jules' ability to farm and to get his gold coming in. So I think, you know, those two really, really farm-heavy carries, two of the biggest carries available in the game, have been banned out by Titan just because they do not want to see Jules on the steering wheel of either of those heroes.
But Jules is going to take Mirana, and there it is, immediate pickup of the Mirana. You leave that Mirana in the pool, and Jules is sure to take it. I mean, he can't resist. He just loves that hero, so honestly, I would be more scared of the Mirana than the Spectre. Jules playing a farmer hero is scary, but his Mirana is just his most practiced hero. He has played just so many games on her, it's terrifying. And I mean, we'll have to see what XctN, what their plan is, I mean, around this. Are they going to run an aggressive trailing? They've already got the Mirana, the Ancient Apparition. They just need one dedicated stunner, and that is a very scary aggressive trailing coming out. Otherwise, even if they want to run a passive trailing, you know, they're going to have room for pulling. They're going to have room for just aggressive ganking, you know, using that Moonlight Shadow when they get level 6. And yeah, Titan have picked up the Doom, but already there's 2 heroes that he probably wants to Doom, being the Nature's Prophet and the Mirana, and XctN still have got a hero for Joven coming out, so another Tricor.
Yeah, and we could be seeing a Disruptor. There we go. Disruptor being picked up just to throw down that silence, because that silence, that static storm, really effective on all three of the heroes that have been picked up by Titan. I mean, you know, if Doom gets silenced out and stuck in that kinetic field, isn't able to actually get his Doom off to begin with. So a really nice pickup, and I think they're going to go a defensive tri-lane for Execration 2, because Disruptor, while he is great in the mid game as soon as he's got Static Storm up and running for those team fights, he is kind of weak in terms of laning presence. So I think we're going to be seeing a defensive tri-lane coming out from Execration 2 and Chemo in that off lane on the Nature's Prophet that he is so comfy with.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like Execrate. I said I mean again. Oh, I was just talking to someone about how I say I mean too much, and then the first thing I say is I mean. What I could just say like you know, Joven. Oh, okay. Let's try this again. It looks like Execration are just going to be picking up heroes that they're very comfortable with, and heroes that they know they can play well. And I think that's a good strategy, even if their lineup isn't, you know, directed in a solid direction. You know, for example, a hard push lineup or a hard ganking lineup. It's just general hero pickups, but they're very strong at each hero individually. It can work against a team like Titan, because Titan tend to have not necessarily a weaker mid game, but Titan are best at the early game. They snowball very easily, and you have to watch out for that. But if Execration just take heroes that they won't lose the laning phase with, like we saw last game, they definitely can take it to that kind of mid to late game phase and then turn it around into their favor. And Yamato Storm Spirit, this is just strikingly familiar to last game.
They've subbed out a life stealer for a Doom. That's it. You know, a strength hero for another strength hero with a disable this time as opposed to just pure right click. So I really don't. I fail to see how Titan are evolving and adapting to Execration 2's lineup. It seems like they're just sort of rigid and they're refusing to bend to the style of Execration 2 and just be like, no, we will not respect you. We will not actually change anything to do with our lineup. We will resist. We will do this, and we will go with almost the exact same draft and win this time. And I think Titan are just determined to stick this roster out. So the final pickup for Execration 2, they've got the Mirana instead of the Faceless Void. Are we going to see the TA being picked up in place of the Invoker by Joven? I think that is probably going to be the most comfortable hero for Joven right now to go in this mid lane against the Storm Spirit.
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I mean, yes, I think that they want to take something strong against the Storm Spirit. But given that at the moment Execration are lacking in lockdown, maybe they want to consider taking a mid hero that has got the stun, and Dragon Knight is going to fulfill that. It's going to give them more pushing ability too. So Nature's Prophet and Dragon Knight definitely can take towers down. They've got that reliable stun that they were lacking, as well as a tank hero who can be the initiation power, whether he goes for a Shadow Blade as the first item or a BKB. Either way, I think this Dragon Knight really rounds the lineup out quite well. And how are Titan going to respond? Is it going to be KYXY farming on the Doom? I mean, like I said, Ohio on the Darkseer is going to be very, very nice to see, especially against such a squishy lineup from Execration, but it wouldn't necessarily be the best pickup. So maybe Doom going to be played by Ohio on the offlane. They're going to take a carry now for KYXY.
Reserve time.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think what sort of carries are still left in the pool that can actually dish out a fair amount of damage quickly to multiple heroes, because they kind of, as you're saying, squishy tri-core lineup, or tri-lane at least, with the Ancient Apparition, Mirana, and Disruptor. All three of those incredibly low HP heroes. And even the Nature's Prophet doesn't get tankier until much later in the game, because he needs a lot of farm and items. So Dragon Knight's going to be the only tank on the side of Execration 2. And Wraith King, okay. Single target, lots of damage. Interesting choice.
Well, that's the carry right there. I do like the Wraith King. I think it's quite smart against Execration's lineup at this point in time, given that Execration are kind of ultimate based in a way. So they've got really big spells. For example, Static Storm, Ancient Apparition, Ice Blast, Dragon Knight. You know, once he's got that tail down, as well as the Elder Dragon form, they're not that scary. So Wraith King, he can go in, he can soak up a whole bunch of damage. They haven't got any mana drain at all on Execration 2's side. Of course, they do have Mirana, but I think they know that Jules is not going to pick up any orb other than that Desolator. He's not going to get a Diffuser Blade. So he should be pretty good on KYXY to just soak up the damage in the team fight, respawn when there's no ultimates left on the side of Execration 2, and just rip these squishy heroes apart. So I think it's a really smart pickup. Very, very nice.
Okay. I
Prepare for
would.
battle.
I'm sort of still a little bit. I'm not sold yet on the Wraith King because each time he's been picked up in this tournament so far, I haven't seen him being used to great effect. So I'm waiting to be proven wrong. I'm waiting to see Wraith King step up, bring out and dish out the damage in that #1 carry position.
Yep. And going through the players quickly, on the side of Titan, we have got Yamata on the mid lane, Storm being pulled just a little bit by the supports, XctN on that Rubik heading towards the top lane against this aggressive tri-lane. Nyx Assassin yet again being played by Net, KYXY on the Wraith King, who I'm probably going to call Wraith Knight, please forgive me, and Ohio on the off lane Doom, going to be heading up against Chemo.
Yeah, and on the side of Execration 2 is Jules on his fabled Mirana. He's been scouted out by Net, so they do know that it's going to be an aggressive tri-lane. Backing up Jules on the Disruptor is Superman, ! And Rara on the Ancient Apparition. Heading over into the mid lane, we've got no sponsor, otherwise known as Joven, on the Dragon Knight. And lastly, in that solo safe lane position is Chemo on the Nature's Prophet. So aggressive tri-lane versus defensive tri-lane, and Jules is going to try and disrupt KYXY's farm as much as possible and try and be a little bit of a detriment. I think Ohio is going to probably hang out in the jungle till the 30-second mark.
What are they doing?
Try and scout out. I think he's going to wait for the creeps to spawn and try and scout out a good creep to ingest and carry with him into that off lane.
The whole team is in the mid lane. Are they going for a level 1 gank on mid? What are they doing? No, it looks like they're rotating the tri lane down to the bot lane. They don't want to versus aggressive tri lane. I think that's a very smart decision. They've got, yet again, that dual melee tri lane, and against a 3 range with an Ancient Apparition, that is not the kind of tri lane you want to verse. And it looks like Titan are just going to abandon this top lane. Completely abandon the easy lane.
This is why I don't like Nyx Assassin as a support. I mean, he's melee. He offers, he has a stun, but you can get a ranged hero that can deal a lot more harass with the exact same stun that's actually targeted. Telekinesis coming out on an illusion of Chemo's, and I think they're going to realize their mistake and back off. Still, KYXY took a fair bit of harass just from that little tiny engagement. And now it's going to be Doom coming.
Doom?
Going to be Doom coming up against the that aggressive tri-lane, so... Who's in trouble? Who's in trouble?
No, I said he's in the jungle. He's going up against the jungle creeps. Yeah, but he could be in trouble, actually. The 2 supports are coming over. He does scout them out. He is going to be making a big run for it. He got boots level 1. I think he was in the off lane, so he should be okay. Rara and Superman, well, Yamata knows that they are there, so he should be fine. Razor, Ohio, sorry, is going to be alright, and it looks like it's just going to be farm being traded for farm. However, given that Mirana is a ranged hero, I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt and say that she's going to end up with a slightly better CS. And we can see already KYXY 6 CS versus Jules' 10, so possibly not so happy. And even Ohio's getting shut down in the jungle. There's really nothing you can do with these 2 supports just kind of chasing him around. Even though I would say the support roaming combo is not that strong, it's going to be strong enough, I suppose, to just force Ohio to play very safely.
And Net managing to grab that haste ring before the Treants denied it. Since we saw Joven heading up into that top part looking for the rune, and it spawned bottom. Now X and Net were actually rotated around ready to go on Joven, but he headed up and towards the rune, so they didn't actually get a gank happening on the mid lane. So it seems pretty passive play right now. I mean, all Ohio has to do is just survive, just sap XP, sit here, and level up nice and safely if he can. Jules is they're gonna be doing their best to try and get a kill on this Mirana. Now Chemo is in and ready, and he is rotated around, wants this tower, if not the kill coming out on Doom. Great dodge by Ohio. He wants none of that arrow, and he's still hanging around, copping hits, copping harass. He's like, nah man, I'm a tank, I got this. Too strong.
Superman, not enough mana for the glimpse. He just has enough after popping a clarity, and it could be a tier 1 exchange for a tier 1. But of course, I would say that Titan are going to be the better end of this deal. They've got Ohio.
Yeah, they are
still
beating down now that Chemo is not there to defend this tower. Getting a pull through Rubik, wanting to get these creeps off his back, and he's going to get some XP. All the while keeping that harass and that damage on that tower, with thanks to the siege creep, who's also rocked up right on time. And that's going to be a tier 1 for a tier 1. Equal timing.
Yeah.
Bam.
Top tower is under attack.
Both the carries getting it, but I would say ultimately that's a better exchange for Titan because they've got 3 heroes versus 4. So this does mean Ohio's still getting farming experience in the jungle, whereas Chemo, I mean, he's back at base now, but he was not getting the same amount of experience as Gold as Titan. So it's a small thing, but those kind of small things do build up in games like this. So we'll have to see exactly what Chemo's going to do now. If he goes back down to the bot lane, it's not as safe anymore. If Jules wants to keep farming the off lane, he is going to need at least a support in the area, I would say, given that, you know, Yamato, he's about to level 6, so Jules will be his primary target most likely. Oh, unless they want to go in on Joven. Joven just having this 6th sense. He's heading towards the, where the courier is, it looks like. No, the courier's just kind of flying around the mid lane. But Net was going in for a gank and won't be finding it.
An awesome little radiant robot courier. So cool. Love it. As opposed to scary dire bat on the side of Titan. The imp devil thing. And now Net, he's sapping some of the XP from these treants. Getting some gold. Anything he can, really. He's sitting at level 1. I mean, 5 minutes in, he is just hit level 2. Woo! So excited. I can have a second skill? Oh my god.
It's like the ideal thing for him. Yeah, but in mid lane, oh, actually, Joven diving really aggressively. There's going to be 2 TPs coming in. Yamato getting the grab, but sinking very low, but Doom is here to help out. Yamato will be able to get, well, the first one actually going to the tower, and now Chemo, he's going to be the next one to fall, going the way of Storm Spirit there. So Yamato picking up a nice amount of gold, and fantastic rotations from Titan.
The
no fear in their eyes.
He goes, "Oh, hello, I'm a squishy support. Come and get me. I dare you." And that's a 2 hero payment for that that attempted jump on that Rubik. Very nice start to Titan.
Especially very good because it was a huge overextension. I mean, Chemo coming in. At this point in time, he needs to be farming up. And actually on bot lane, Chemo could be in trouble. No, KYXY, he is the one who might be in trouble. He actually went in trying to kill Chemo, but he's going to be possibly using his ultimate, getting a glimpse back. Stun coming out. He has just got enough mana to use his ultimate as well, but he's going to try and take down Superman with him. Chemo is so low. One stun on Chemo, he's going down. Superman also very low, but he can't seem to decide. There's 3 heroes there and he's stunned 1 each. Pick a hero and kill them, KYXY. No, I think he's have vision around the corner here. But now there's a ward here, he will be able to see them. And actually, Yamate coming in, going to be catching out Joven, stun yet again from KYXY. He doesn't have ultimate now, so he doesn't need to worry about running out of mana. But if he goes down, he could be quite devastating. But one more stun coming up in just 1 second. He's going to switch to in-treads. What a pro, changing back to strength trades for extra damage. And Rara will be taking a full double kill here into KYXY. But Jules is coming in. KYXY is trapped in the trees. He doesn't know where to go, and he is going down now.
They should have run while they had
overextension, possibly.
Completely blocked him in. He was just like, "Oh, okay, that's it. I give up, guys. Just take me out." He knew what was happening there. So KYXY sacrificing his life, but taking down a couple. So 4-1, 4 kills on the side of Titan. 1 answering kill coming out on KYXY for XctN 2. And I think there could be a little bit of a push happening. Mirana ult, Jules popped the Moonlight Shadow.
Oh, what a nice kill by Yamata. He was just using the ball lightning there to take down Chemo, who was invisible. Very nicely done. Chat is weird sometimes. So XctN 2 now, looks like they're going to be doing a bit of push on the mid lane. Dragon Knight has popped his ultimate form, and that is one thing about the Dragon Knight versus the Storm Spirit in mid lane. Is Storm Spirit, normally when he hits level 6, he wants to go get kills, he wants to go gank. Whereas Dragon Knight, he wants to sit that mid lane and take the tower down. And it does force at least someone from Titan to rotate to the mid lane to defend it, lest they give the free mid tower to the Dragon Knight. So who's going to rotate there? I mean, Net is in the area, but he has to watch out because Superman is sitting on the cliff ready to take a kill on him. Of course, Net desperate to hit that level 6. He's still in the level 4, which I suppose is vastly better than the level 5 he was 2 minutes ago. So he's catching up. And of course, Ancient Apparition, Rara only on level 3. But if Net can hit level 6 in the mid lane while defending the tower, that will be perfect for Titan. That's exactly what they need. But of course, for Titan's sake, for XctN's sake, I think if Net appears, we're going to be seeing a dive coming out from the Dragon Knight and Nature's Prophet. His TB's back up in 9 seconds. He's respawning in 7, and he would probably very happily come in and just try and take down Net.
The both of the cores, or 2 out of the 3 cores on the side of XctN 2 have actually taken 2 falls each. Both Joven on the Dragon Knight and Chemo on the Nature's Prophet have died out. The 5th death being Rara on the Ancient Apparition. So some really good, important kills coming out for Titan in this early game. And even if they do get this kill on Net, Titan still coming out on top in this laning phase. It's starting to get towards the end of the laning phase now that Dragon Knight's hit level 6. He's happy to rotate around and get some towers. And same with that Nature's Prophet. They're probably going to be jumping around as a duo, like you said, in that drafting phase. As soon as once they both hit level 6, they got a lot of movement and a lot of tower damage potential. So I think we're going to be seeing those 2 guys pairing up. And then the rest of the heroes just hanging around and letting Jules get some farm, because Ancient Apparition, once he gets his ult, he can just send that in globally, and that's no issue at all. TP in, backup coming in for Yamate.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. I mean, Yamate is going to be forced to sit in the mid lane quite a lot. As soon as, the Dragon Knight pops his ultimate, someone has to get in there and defend it. If they just leave it, then that's going to be a lot of gold going the way of XctN, as well as a loss of map control. Titan don't want to lose this mid tower because they've already lost the top, and if you lose both of these 2 towers, you're going to be losing control of your jungle. This whole area is going to become a lot more dangerous to farm, so they really want to protect this mid lane. And oh, Net could be in trouble. No, he's going to be able to make it out right. No teleportation coming in from Chemo, so Chemo looks like he's pretty desperate just to finish farming up his Midas. It's 8 minutes, he doesn't even started getting it yet, so...
And I think we'll be seeing a Midas coming out on Jules as well. A Ring of Aquila is done. Almost, actually, yeah, just 50 gold away from the recipe on hand of Midas. And then Jules will be finishing off with Gloves of Haste. And now smoked up. Titan, 3-man smoke. Going to be rotating down, backing up KYXY on the Wraith King. Maybe going for that tier 2. Net, again, sitting in mid, sapping XP, trying to get level 6.
Well, I do have to watch out because Dragon Knight's ult is back up in 20 seconds, and yet again, he's going to be pushing the mid lane. You can see how they're kind of grouping there. The Nature's Prophet's in the jungle right nearby. There's
a wraparound.
Oh, Chemo!
Oh. Goodbye, Chemo. It was nice knowing you. And I don't think these guys actually want to back him up. Nah, they're just going to let Titan get out of there. And they're actually hanging around. They want to kind of go on these guys. They're tower hugging, but... Mirana here is now here. Jules is here to back up, can throw out an arrow, possibly turn the tide, and they're jumping into the jungle. Ohio might be caught out here. He needs to be very, very careful in a very likely position. Arrow gets thrown out. It's going to miss, but he gets stunned up by that Dragon Tail, and now the Mirana ult has come down, and now, down goes Ohio. Doom gets popped on the Dragon Knight, but that is not going to deal a lot of damage on its own. Now, Nate... Dusk is popped, and now there's vision all on Jules as well as Rara on the Ancient Apparition. Ancient Apparition trying to get out, trying to get through these trees. Disruptor pops the kinetic field just to try and keep him out, and this Moonlight Shadow was actually stolen by Rubik. Really nice plays coming out from X. Stun coming down to Superman. And out
that was just like a hate stun. That was just like, screw you, Superman.
Oh,
so close to extinct now. He's in trouble. He's in the middle of the whole team. Nowhere to go. He's going to get absolutely brought down. 3-7 on the board.
Right when you had Moonlight Shadow. Rubik. XP doing really, really well. He's stealing the ultis when he needs to, getting all of the big spells, being able to use them.
And what are we seeing now? I mean, in terms of item build, it looks like 2 people on Titan side are going to be picking up the drums. KYXY has got his drums. Doom also, Ohio has got drums up. Yamate yet again going for that Orchid build, so Jules will probably need the Lincolns this game, but Jules of course going for his standard face boots into Aquila, into Midas. Midas recipe is done on him and he should be picking it up very, very soon. What else? Chemo, he's got nothing. Trying to get that Midas himself, but long time away unless they can start getting some towers down. Even Dragon Knight, Joven, he's going for those cheap items like the braces. I don't think he's going to build it into a drum, but he just feels he needs the extra survivability and HP to keep himself going. On the side of Titan, like I said, Yamate going for a Orchid, Wraith Knight, Wraith King, KYXY. I think a blink dagger would be really nice this game, just to help him initiate in, but maybe he wants to pick up something that'll get him a little bit more survivability, like the armlet. You know, being able to armlet toggle will be quite nifty. Though again, they have got an ancient apparition, which means that armlet toggling is going to be kind of negated if you've ever got the ice blast on you. That's kind of the pro and con of it. Otherwise, you know, blink dagger is really nice for initiation. Maybe we'll see something unusual like a Rod of Atus, something that, you know, you don't see very much, but really will boost his mana pool, enabling him to spam his stun out, since he is, you know, one of the best reliable stuns on his team, I would say, but probably just going to go for DPS items.
Yeah, that's a big money investment just for the, you know, to have that mana available, especially when you got mana boots coming out on, hopefully 2 of your supports. If we see the Rubik picking him up. But yeah, like heading over to XP, you've just got just under 3k lead on the side of Titan in terms of XP, just over 4k in terms of gold now that that final final tier 1 tower was taken. Oh no, second tier 1 tower I should say. Still one more waiting for them at top. But the gold slowly creeping in favor of Titan, and we saw this last game. They were leading in both gold and XP, and then just lost it all in that mid-game transition once Void came online. So we'll have to see once Lincoln Sphere does come online for Jules, whether he makes some stuff happen. Because right now, it's kind of on the back, or on the shoulders of Joven on the Dragon Knight. Send back! Massive send back by Disruptor. Net in a lot of trouble, surrounded by 4 heroes, and he just gets sprouted, taken down, and oh, he did not stand a chance.
Tower is under attack.
And they're going to take down this mid tower, I think, uncontested. There's not a lot the Titan can do at this stage. They need to return to some of this damage on that top tier 1 tower, which is exactly what KYXY is doing, but they're not going to be able to finish that off.
Yeah, it's very sad for poor Ned. He is on, what is it? Oh, he was on 4 experience at level 6. So he was a little bit greedy. He was saying, I really want to get this level 6, and he has hit it now, but who can he pick off? I mean, each apparition has got the earn up, so a little bit more survivability on him. Even the Disruptor has got a bracer, so there's not any hero that he can really just instantly pick off like he would have been able to if he hit level 6 at, you know, the 6-minute mark or 7-minute mark like you might like on an X-Assassin. He's got Dust though, so he does want to try and find a kill, but who he's going to be able to kill is another question. Either way, he's going hunting, possibly going to maybe do some de-warding as well. In terms of warding coming out from the Radiant, it's very defensive. They've only got 1 ward, which is around the Ancients, and they're not even stacking the Ancients for Joven quite yet. Of course, they might stack the Ancients in the not-too-distant future, but Titan primarily just conglomerating around the bottom lane, wanting to just force XctN Execration 2 out of their own jungle and kind of onto the other side of the map, which is what they're doing exactly.
Doom's
Map
going straight
control.
for a BKB. Ohio doesn't want to deal with Disruptor right now.
He does
Could
not.
be seeing a
Told us what a
BKB
blink
coming out
dagger.
on Wraith
You
King.
sure it's not a Heaven's Howl?
Could be a
Yeah,
Heaven's Halberd.
BKB is going to be nice this game. There's a lot of magical damage from Execration, but the only worry I have is that who's going to initiate? I mean, Yamete, don't get me wrong, Yamete can initiate, but like we saw last game, Yamete just dived in and died over and over and over again. Feels like it would be nicer if they had a sort of one of the tankier heroes who were playing the initiation role. And also, who's going to get the mech? I would have thought Ohio would get the mech, kind of, you know, they go for that traditional arcane boots into mech, and anyway,
Moonlight Shadow
fight
popped
coming out.
by the Mirana. Here we go.
Two sentries
Sentry
dropped
Ward
down.
put down immediately. And now, Static Storm's going to miss! Oh dear, oh no, it does get on Net. Net is going to cop a lot of damage. He tries and saves himself just for the last couple of pops, and Ohio drops on the Doom, and just trying to give a little bit of actual backup to that damage, but no, down goes the Aegis, Reincarnation gets popped on KYXY, and he is not going to be able to get out of this kinetic field. I think he's going to 100% drop. He tries and TP's out, but no way, Jose, they say. And Titan losing 3 heroes with that push, and they did not get that tier 2 tower.
Yeah, they didn't get anything from that, and yet again, their lineup has got no pushing ability, really. I mean, again,
they
who's
could go for
going
a
to do
team
the
engagement,
pushing?
but they lost it dismally.
Yeah, I don't really know what's going on exactly, but it's a bit of a hard situation now for Titan. They had a good advantage, but they pretty much lost it, and Execration, yet again, you look at the gold graph and the experience graph especially, and it's just bounded back up, going towards neutral. And I mean, Execration, they've got a much stronger kind of mid-game draft, and I feel like Titan, I mean, I'm not sure why Ohio hasn't opted to pick up that mech. They need the mech really badly. Execration have got such a strong early game lineup that, yeah, BKB on Ohio is going to be good for him, but the rest of the team is just going
Dire's
to drop.
structures are
I
fortified.
mean, even KYX, we saw how fast he died when he had everyone just kind of beating onto him. He had no survivability at all.
Dire's bottom
And top lane,
has fallen.
Yamate.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Yamate was just sticking around way too long. We had the engagement happening bottom lane. We'll finish off that in just a second. Ohio gets silenced out with that massive static storm. That's 3 immediately down for the Titans now, and there goes the Rubik, and the lone survivor is Net. Surprise! That's actually a bit of a surprise. Net, the only one to make it out there. But oh my god, Yamate was just hanging around way too long. You had the Nature's Prophet ulti come through, smash him, and then you had the Ancient Apparition ult coming on top of that. So he just did not stand a chance. Way too squishy. Did not realize the damage on his way, and that's tier 2. Oh my god, tier 2 going down. What
They could even
Titan
go for
gonna
a
do?
if they wanted
Dire's
to.
bottom tower
They
has
need to
fallen.
stop grouping up. I mean, Superman is just doing amazing. But like I said, they haven't got any initiation power. That's what it feels like, because they're walking in. They're walking into Execration, and then Disruptor says, "Cool, have a static storm, have a kinetic field. Now what are you going
Thanks,
to do?"
guys.
And they just die. Like they need that mech. They need a Blink Dagger initiation from either Wraith King or on the Doom. One of the two. I feel like they desperately need it, but they're not going for those items. They're going for other ones. Of course, the BKB. BKB will be handy. It'll be really good for. If they want to just do the straight walk into the enemy path, BKB does mean the only damage that's going to hit them is the physical hits. At the moment, given that Jules is not going for damage items yet, he's going to be picking up the Lincoln Sphere first. He won't be hitting too hard. I mean, Mirana's DPS is pretty low in the early game. She doesn't hit that hard. She doesn't hit that fast either, so she won't be too big of a worry. Even Nature's Prophet, he's very squishy, and while Nature's Prophet does hit pretty hard, and his attack speed isn't that bad, for an intelligence hero at least, he's probably not going to be that much use in physical attack style until a little bit later, at least once he's got the Necrobook 3 up. And same with Dragon Knight. Dragon Knight can hit pretty hard, but normally he won't. But of course, BKB is done on him. He is sitting nice and pretty on a net worth of 7,000, only being outshunned by Storm Spirit, who's on 7,300, and, well, Jules, who's on 9,000. So make that 9,200 net worth. So, I don't know. Titan got a bit of an uphill battle now.
Mirana's quite severely out-farming every other hero on both teams. So Jules doing a really, really good job to accelerate the farm, make it unreachable, and Titan are going to have as you said, uphill battle. So it seems like even with the initiation, Doom has been able to get Doom off each time. Like, especially in this engagement at this bottom tier 2 tower, there was Doom that was hanging out here, and he got the Doom off on one of the heroes, and the rest of his team were just hanging around back here, and he was just alone under that tower, and there was no one there to back him up. I mean, it just seems like he drops down the Doom, but there's no follow-up.
Yeah, it's very hard for Titan. I mean, yet again, it feels like Net really can't do anything this game. Not because Net is, a bad player. I'm not saying Net sucks. It just feels like the Nyx Assassin has no role in this game. Execration are just grouping too much, and speaking of grouping, in they come 5 or 4-man gank into the mid lane. Yamata's going to be the target of choice. He will manage to get out, but getting glimpsed back, is he going to get away? He will. Oh, very nice use of the ball lightning, and he will make it out alive, but that was a very close call. Very, very, very close.
Static Storm is down on the Disruptor, so if they're gonna go in, they should go in now.
Now is the time to go.
Now's your time to
Dire's
shine.
middle tower is under attack.
Doom
Radiant's
ready for
top
that
tower
initiation.
is under attack.
He's got the Mithril Hammer as well. All he needs is the recipe for that BKB.
Well, what's going on now? Glimp's going to be sending back the Wraith King who tried to go in. DK popping that BKB, Net going in, getting one man stand onto Jules, and Storm Spirit just flying across, catching onto the Disruptor. He hates that Disruptor. He wants to kill the Disruptor. Doom going to be going on to Jules. Jules is taking it full. This could be a fantastic fight for Titan. Buyback from the Net, who's coming back into the fight. Dominating streak onto Joven, though. Huge crit right onto Rara's head. See you later, Rara. And now it's Joven versus KYX by Yamato's there to help out. But Joven, he's so tanky. They're just tickling him. Tickle, 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 they say. And he's just giggling and laughing and trying to run away, and he will be taking a fall there. Yamato getting the last hit, and that was a great fight for Titan. That was a 2-for-4 exchange. That was what they needed. Buyback on Net, not ideal, but like I said, Net is not really going to have a huge impact this game, most likely.
Hey, taking Joven giggling and laughing to a grave is definitely worth that fight there. I mean, they lost the Doom, but that was a huge win for Titan, and that really puts them back in this game. They were losing a lot of momentum, and Execration 2, you have a look at that graph, and it went from 2,500 XP heading straight with a massive gradient into Execration's lead with about 4,000, and now it's dipping right back down to still 3,000 in favor of Execration 2.
Oh, net. Is he gonna die? He should just make it up. That. Just. I bet Rara was just like counting down the time. He's like, come on, kill him. No, he's not going to. But it's still 13 to 11 on the board now. Gold sitting in favor of Execration 2 at around about 3,000. Experience, so huge dip, 2,000 lead for Execration, down from 5,000. If we look at the net worth, Marana is still topping the lead, but Yamata's actually catching up. Those kills that he got a pretty big streak. What did he get? Dominating streak of 558 gold from Joven. Pretty worth it. Well, worth it, yeah. Winning a fight is always worth it. But a pretty good fight for him, and now he's building towards that BKB, and of course, once he's got that BKB, he also won't have to worry about too much. BKB almost done on Ohio, BKB on... no, it's actually KYXY is going to pick up the Blink Dagger.
Yeah, Blink Dagger is up and running on KYXY, and BKB needs to be finished on Ohio. On the Doom, because as soon as that BKB comes online, he is just going to be able to man fight in the middle of that Disruptor ulti. He's not even going to care. He's like, bring it on! And an engagement to defend this top tier 2 tower. Titan gonna have to try and save this. And Necronomicon is online. Arrow getting thrown out, and that's going to completely miss. Jules is not going to have that online for a while. Flame Breath stolen by Rubik. Zip in. Or zip around by Yamate. Yamate wanting to go in, ready to jump in. Oh, blink in on KYXY. They stun each other. It's a stun. Oh no, the Nyx Assassin stun is going to actually miss. Doom getting dropped on Joven. BKB has popped on Doom. He's just going to keep going after him. Rara is going to fall. KYXY in a fair amount of trouble, copying a lot of damage, and Chemo is just going to try and TP out. That was a wrong move right there. Disruptor ulti and Kinetic Field gets dropped, and that's a lot of damage coming out to both Net and X. But massive win coming out from Titan. That is a 4-man kill on Execration 2, and that is no backup, no kills coming out for Titan. So Titan scot-free. That was brilliant.
That was a very, very nice fight for them, and that's what they needed. But Execration, well, they got the tower down. They got the tier 2, which is what they came for, but it feels like maybe they want to go spend a little bit more time farming up Jules. I mean, Jules sitting on 3 to 2 to 5. He's still topping the net worth charts, but he's got the Midas, so that's sort of expected. But he's still, he just doesn't have the items quite yet. But he's got the Yasharov, so Desolator's going to be next on the cards, and that will help quite a lot with these low armor heroes. I mean, Storm Spirit sitting on 8 armor. Doom on 3+4 from the drums, I believe. And the Tranquil Boots, of course, can't forget them. No, actually, it must just be from the Tranquil Boots, and the drums are into his natural armor. Anyway, point is, the Desolator is going to help quite a lot, because all of these heroes from Titan, I mean, they don't have any high inbuilt armor like the Dragon Knight. They don't have any AC. The closest they've got is, they even have a Bazzi ring. No, they don't even have a Bazzi ring, so no positive armor coming out from them other than just from their items. So this does mean, once the Desolator's up on Jules, he should be able to physically DPS them down quite hard. But Execration, they can't really afford to lose too many more fights, because Titan are going to start snowballing very soon. I mean, KYXY is sitting on an easy 3,500 gold. He is sitting quite pretty with that, and whatever he wants to pick up, it'll be coming soon. Like I mentioned, BKB will be a nice choice, but otherwise maybe going straight for a heart if he wants to go pure tanking or damage. Maybe going for something like a Senjin Yasha for a bit more utility. Kind of depends on what he's interested in, but...
Silence coming up on Chemo. Chemo is going to instantly drop. BKB being popped by the Storm Spirit just to ensure that he is not going to cop too much from that Ancient Apparition ulti. Oh! Arrow. So close. Bad luck, Jules. Send back. Coming out massive range, and oh dear. Poor X. Down he goes. Stun on Rara on the Ancient Apparition. KYXY kind of keen to jump in, and he's going to pursue this Disruptor. The hate for Disruptor continues. KYXY is like, nope, bring it on. I'm going to crit you down. You stand no chance.
Oh, that crit! Oh, but he walks right into the
massive
arrow.
He's going to drop! Oh, and the Reincarnation's going to get popped. Doom popping now on Jules. Jules is in a lot of trouble. He's going to go down here, I think. A little bit. Is there backup from Doom? No! Doom Ohio is going to have to turn and get out. He's going to give his life for that Mirana. Mirana instantly buys back Jules, buys back. Now, what took so long? Why did that TP take so long?
You thought.
I think he was just like a 0.1 of a second for TP out, and Jules got the stun off. Okay, XY.
Wow.
And he's gone for the Sanjin Yasha, so he's going for that sort of early game utility build. This does mean he's going to be reasonably tanky, hitting quite hard and quite fast, but it's maybe not going to be enough if he keeps dying like that. I mean, it feels like Titan are just overextending. I mean, fighting between a tier 2 and tier 3 tower 25 minutes into the game, when you haven't even got any of the tier 2s down, is very, very greedy, and it's very, very risky. It looks like Yamata yet again is going to try and steal that Aegis. Can he do it this game? He tried last game, didn't succeed. Round 2.
Rubik does have Sacred Arrow. Might be looking
spotted
either
out.
the last hit. Oh, stun coming out on X. Rubik is just going to melt. Dragon Knight Joven melting him. And AA ult is going to come in. No, they missed out on the Storm Spirit. And that's going to ensure that they get that Aegis. No stealing.
Superman was so keen to get a glimpse back onto Yamato there. I mean, they spotted Yamato out with a nice use of the the Sprat from the Nature's Prophet, and then Yamato was just arrowed in the head, forced back. And a free Roshan going the way of Execration 2. Very, very nice for them. In terms of gold and experience now, experience is just I don't know, it's a roller coaster basically, going up and down and up and down. But gold heavily in favor of Execration 2, primarily because of Jules. I mean, Jules is sitting really pretty on the top of that net worth chart, and he has been for a fair while. And how is he going in terms of items? He did just die, but he's got another 1,600 gold in the bank. That could be his first Missile Hammer. They might just save up buying until this Aegis is down. No, he's going to buy it now. So, here we go. Ready to get up his Desolator. Not going to ever change his item build, I think.
Nah. Refuse. There's that Mithril Hammer. Oh dear. Needs to use that Hand of Midas. There we go.
There you go.
And now KYXY, what's the next item of choice you think? You thinking for Wraith Knight? Wraith King. Oh my god, now you've got me saying Wraith Knight again. You're a bad influence, Lily.
It's terrible. I think BKB is pretty, well, not necessary, but it would be very nice for him. But if he's just going all out tanking, maybe the Heart Next would be quite handy. Just literally tanking, or Assault Cuirass. Depends on what Ohio's
AC's already
building,
being picked up on Doom.
Well, how do you know? Normally Doom goes for a Shiva's over an AC. So I wonder if Doom's going to be going for a Shiva's Guard rather than the AC, and then, you know, the Wraith King. But of course, I think Wraith King's going to be better going for purely DPS items. Or not purely DPS, but kind of DPS and tanking items, rather than, you know, not utility, but...
I feel like Assault Cuirass is going to be better in this game for Ohio, because the Shiva's Guard stops right-click, but really, in terms of right-click damage, it's kind of Dragon Knight, and that's it. So I think lowering the armor of your opponent and raising all of your allies' armor is going to be a little bit better, especially combined with KYXY. And of course, Doom's right-click is nothing to sniff at. I hope he's getting an Assault Cuirass. That's by no means a guarantee.
No, it's not. Storm Spirit, he's being chased down by the whole enemy team. Hiding in the bushes. Jules going to be throwing out an arrow. Arrow, not going to land into anyone, but... Yamato, is he spotted out? He has to get out of here now. I mean, the whole enemy team is a DD onto Joven. This is not where you want to be standing. Even XctN, I mean, XctN is lurking in the bushes. They definitely listened to HY's advice, but possibly a little bit too hard. An arrow coming out from Jules. They know he's in there. He has to get out right now. He's spotted. He's just ruffle-balling across the map to get away. He's going to get sent back, though! Wait. Oh, he popped the BKB. He used his BKB there just to avoid that. Very quick reflexes there by Yamato, but those reflexes by Superman were also just amazing. Very well done.
That was nuts. I don't even know how he got vision. That was impressive.
Yeah, I don't know. I actually don't know. Maybe the arrow vision just kind of lingered for a little while. Jules is so close to that Desolator. Another 450 and he's done. Ready to go.
That's a fast Desolator. One of the nerfs coming through to Mirana was that reduced arrow vision, but it doesn't seem to be affecting Jules that much. And Shiva's Guard coming out on Doom. Okay, sticking with the classic build.
Well, Jules is going to do it.
Yeah, is KYXY going to be going for an Assault Cuirass?
I don't know if an Assault Cuirass is going to be great for him, but you know, if Doom just goes for, you know, all the armor items, the Shiva's Guard, the Assault Cuirass, it does mean that, you know, KYXY is going to be squishier in comparison, in a way. In that, you know, Doom is going to be the one they ignore and KYXY is going to be the one they target down. And Doom at this point in time, you know, he hits pretty hard, but, you know, the DPS should be coming out from KYXY just for that inbuilt crit. You know, 300% chance, damage, 50% chance versus 200% damage, 20% chance. I mean, both of them would do pretty decent damage, but I would think that they probably won't KYXY too. I don't know. We'll see. But could be
I
fun.
still want to be proven wrong. I want to see big carry Wraith King.
Big carry. Well, he needs a BKB if he wants to be big, or an Ogre Magi.
Come to me.
That's true. Some bloodlust here might be just what the doctor ordered. Here we go. They're going to go for high ground right now.
Well, Aegis reclaimed in 1 minute. Now's their time to shine.
Dire's middle
Just
tower
going in.
is under attack.
Heading on the tower. They're just sieging it, essentially. Dire using the Fortify. Moonlight Shadow going to be coming out. Necrobook 3 is just there, just destroying Wraith King.
Immediately.
Oh, KYXY, he gets sent back into all of them. He's got nothing he can do. He's just going to be taking a fall before he can do a single thing. Doom coming in now. Who's his target? Do they have any sentry wards down? They do have a sentry ward down. Looks like he's trying to take down Chemo, but he's going to Doom out the Dragon Knight. And Chemo in the middle of the fight going to be taking a fall. But now, KYXY, he's in massive trouble. He's getting very, very low. He's got the Ice Blast on him. He's going to be okay. And they do manage to pop the Aegis there. Jules coming back in 1 second. He's got the leap. He will be able to make it away. There will be a kinetic field coming down, trapping all three of them, in fact. They're all trying to, actually just two, but now on the high ground, there will be a three-man stun coming out from there. What a perfect stun. Chemo could be taking a fall. Chemo, is he going to make it away? He did buy back. If they kill him, it'd be ideal, but they turn around, targeting Rara. Nyx assassin in the last second. Chemo now just going to TP out in front of all of them, but it's still 5 down. Buyback from Chemo, and Titan
Jules went
not
down
losing
here.
any.
Yeah, he went back in. It was a little bit greedy trying to take out XctN on the Rubik. So I think he was just that greediness from Jules unfortunately cost him his life, and that was another big win for Titan, and now they are leading in terms of kills. I think they might have been leading before, but yeah, they've actually started to extend that lead, 23 to 17 kills, and this is going to be tier 2 middle tower down, and maybe even some damage on this tier 3 high ground.
Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's middle tower is under
Oh, no,
attack.
Titan's
Jules
turning
is
around.
back.
Jules is back in 14
Radiant's
seconds, and I
middle
don't
tower
think
has
Titan
fallen.
are really... Oh, Extinct is getting popped down there by the AoE ultimate.
Nature's wrath.
Ice Blast plus Nature's Prophet equals dead squishy Rubik. Not good for him. But Titan now, they don't want to keep overextending. I mean, the big problem they've had thus far is overextension. And now they're kind of losing the game in a way. If they lose any more fights, it's going to be very, very devastating. I mean, the Assault Cuirass is almost done on to the Dragon Knight. He just needs to pick up the Hyperstone, and that's completed. They've already got the Desolator for more negative armor, and with the Necro units as well as the summons from the Treant, as soon as any creep goes in base and the backdoor protection is down, they can just siege that tier 3 tower and take it down very, very quickly, and Titan have to watch out for it. It looks like Doom is going to be going for the Assault Cuirass himself. He's picked up another plate mail, and when that is up, it will help counteract the negative armor coming out from Execration 2 a little bit, but it is still something that they have to, you know, watch out for. And like we saw in the last fight, KOXY just keeps falling. He's got his BKB done now, which will help quite a lot. Disruptor nowhere near that Arcanum Scepter this game, so it's not something that they're going to have to worry about this game, though last game it was a very quick Arcanum Scepter on support Disruptor with no farm. But I think the big thing Titan needs to do now is try and get that Aegis. If they can get the Aegis, it'd be really, really good for them to try and take the next team fight. But if they let the next Aegis fall, I think it's going to be Rax going down.
Yeah, it's another really short Roshan timer, so he's going to be up in no time at all, give it about 45 seconds, even less. And the BKB was actually bought outright by KYXY, so the currently Execration have no idea that KYXY has that BKB sitting on him, and he is ready to pop it at any time. Now, heading over to Disruptor, has he begun on his Aghanim Scepter? No, Disruptor's a little bit poorer this match. He's sitting on 2.8k, so massive 5th roll. Same with the Rubik. And heading over to net worth, Jules has actually lost a little bit of the lead that he had earlier, and now is only leading by about 1,000 gold. And the next 3. Second, third, and fourth most in terms of net worth are all on the side of Titan.
Shadows.
Now, Chemo knows, as well as all of Execration know that Rosh is now up and ready. And whether they make a move, just have to wait and see. Moonlight Shadow is up and done. Which might be kind of scary, because they're not going to be able to Moonlight Shadow into that Rosh pit.
Yeah, it is a bit of a risky, and Ancient Apparition now throwing his ultimate out to the top lane. They wanted to take down Yamato there if they could, but not going to be finding a kill. And Yamato did a really good job there of just forcing them to come to the top lane, split pushing the top lane so that they would, I guess, have the Roshan a little bit more free. And they might even try and go in now on Joven. They're looking at him.
Backup.
But I think they're going to back out. They don't think it's worth the risk. Everyone else is missing from the map. They don't have any aggressive wards. Are they going to go for it? No, Joven actually pops the Shadow Blade to get out. And Jules, well, he's now farming at the Ancients. Again, no vision. I don't think the Titans should take this. Take a fight. I think they're going to be better if they just play a little bit safe. Yamato is so close to picking up the Hex. I mean, he can afford it now, but he probably wants to have buyback, which is what he's saving for. But once he does have that Hex up, it's going to be very, very nice for his team helping out with just taking down some of those heroes, especially because the BKB on Joven is getting lower and lower, down to 6 seconds now. Jules, of course, never picks up a BKB, so I don't have to worry about that, just a Lincoln Sphere. So, I mean, for...
Us down on the Dragon Knight.
AC almost done on Ohio, getting close to it. But still, I mean, Titan are in a good situation, but the Execration, I feel, are in possibly a slightly better situation. Next T-Fight at this Roshan is really going to decide, but it's not a cheese Roshan yet, it's just the ages. So even if they do lose the Roshan, either team won't necessarily be too bad, though I think Titan, if they lose the next fight, it's going to be a Rax.
That being said, though, I feel that Titan has better late game because they've got slightly more carry potential than Mirana. I think she doesn't have quite as much carry potential as the Wraith King. Yeah, exactly. Compared to the Wraith King and the Doom. Doom needs a lot of items. Once he's 6 slotted, he can dish out much more damage and be much more effective in team fights as opposed to Mirana.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. The only problem I see is just Execration's pushing ability is so intense that if they win a team fight, like I said, they've got mass negative armor, they've got the summons coming out from the Nature's Prophet with the Treants, they've got the Dragon Knight ultimate, they've got the Necronomicon units. If they win a fight, they can get a Rax down very, very easily. That's the big problem for Titan. If they lose a fight, it's going to be, I would say, a Rax going down, unless they've got mass buybacks. And they have got a couple of buybacks. Rubik, Nyx, Doom. In fact, the whole team's got buybacks, so that is going to be good. But that does mean there's a lot of gold that they're not spending because they know that they have to save for buybacks. And in mid lane, KYXY smoked up, walks past the creep wave. If Execration 2 were watching, then they would have noticed that the creep wave had the regeneration aura, or the vampiric aura there. So I think they're going to be playing very safe in the base. They know they're not at Roshan though, because Nature's Prophet Chemo have been very annoying, consistently sending his treants to the Roshan pit. Discard it out.
Not a chance. They are not giving Titan even a second to try and throw down this rush. Although dewarding happening thanks to that gem. Yeah. Although I think they know what's happening and they're making a move towards the Rosh pit. We could be seeing a pretty big engagement. We'll have to see if Titan get caught with their pants down. Does Jules have an ulti? Jules does have an ulti.
Jules went for a BKB. Oh my god.
What?
This is the first time I've ever seen him stray from his standard build. This is insane.
So was Manta meant to follow?
Manta was meant to follow, and then a Daedalus, I believe. Either way, this is a bad situation for Titan. The top lane is pushing in, the mid lane is pushing in. Bottom lane, doing a good job. I mean, when you want to go for the Roshan, you want to have the lanes in a good position. And now, Arrow coming out, Yamato dodges it, and he knows the team is there. He's got the gem. He might even be able to catch them. Jules attacking the creep wave. Yamato now going into the bushes, and it looks like he wants to try and snipe someone out. Roshan is going to get attacked out. He sees it. He wants to steal it. Is he going to be able to, though? Nope. Execration 2 going to back out. Both teams know that it's not worth it. They want to play it safe. They have to play it safe, really. If they lose the Roshan, it's going to be pretty hard.
Both teams could result in losing a Rax. Oh, now Hex coming out on Jules. Jules gets caught. Static Storm actually getting popped in. Now BKB is popped on KYXY and the Doom as well. Now next proper back is down as well, so that's Jules and Chemo both dropping down. Disruptor Superman, oh dear, he's trying to get out, trying to outrun the Storm Spirit. Storm Spirit dealing a lot of damage, and Net is going to finish off that kill, and that is 4-0 on the side of Titan. That is the third consecutive big team fight that Titan have convincingly won. So
that was a very, very good fight. The Doom or the Dragonite, I mean, it was after he popped the BKB, after he used his ultimate. So Dragonite could have just kept on hitting, but he decided to make a run for it, and all of Execration got split up. When they lost the Disruptor to start the fight, sorry, it wasn't to start the fight, they lost Jules to start the fight, sorry. That was just morale breaking for them. They needed the Jules damage. Jules is the core DPS dealer. Dragonite, like you said, he can do a little bit, but he hasn't got any damage items up. He's pretty much just got the Shadow Blade for kind of initiation of the Assault Cuirass to buff his team up, and that's going to be the Aegis going the way of Titan. This is a long-standing battle for that Aegis. Both teams lurking around this area for 5 minutes or so, but finally it's going to be going the way of Titan. And Golden Experience now, well, experience really dropping in favor of Titan. It's a 20,000 experience lead now. Gold sitting at 7,500. Levels-wise, you can definitely see the difference. The two supports, poor supports on Execration 2, Rara and Superman, who played so perfectly last game. I mean, last game, Superman and Rara were just on point. In this game, they're just not having the same impact. They're definitely doing some amazing things, do not get me wrong, but sitting at level 10, level 11, Superman nowhere near that Argon Scepter. Rara does have his completed, but often the team fights are just being so spread out that he can't hit that 5-man ultimate that he's aiming for.
Both teams playing kind of defensively. I think Titan are just going to wait out another 1 or 2 minutes and then go out for that high ground push. They've got a couple of they've got the BKBs up on their cores, and they're, once they pop those, Disruptor is going to have a hard time doing anything to anyone, and he's one of the main team fight heroes. So I think now that they have Aegis, Titan are ready to actually make a dent in this high ground tier 3 towers and racks. So Execration are going to be sweating a little bit over the next 4 minutes while the Aegis is in the hands of Storm Spirit.
Yeah, and they will be getting down this last tier 2 tower of the game, so it's just all the tier 3 inner towers standing. KYXY has got that hard done, so he is so ridiculously tanky. He is ready to just blink in and kill someone. Indeed, and he goes! Superman give you the target of choice. BKB is popped. Superman going to go invisible, though. They don't have detection apart from on the Storm Spirit, who's just targeting down Miranda. That's 2 of the cores gone already. And GG is just going to be called out. Joven knows when he's beat.
Yep, there we go.
It looks like they had it, but...
That's a 1-1 right there. So this is going to go to a game 3. Titan clawing back that second game. And drawing equal. So Execration 2 with that first surprise win, Titan clawing back for the second, and now it comes down to a third and final game to see which advances to the next stage of the Corsair Asia Cup and which one goes to the lower bracket. Still having another chance, and by no means out of it, but heading down and only 1 loss away from exiting the tournament. And neither team wants to be in that position.
No, I'm sure they don't. But GG, well played to both teams, like you said. Thank you, of course, to Corsair for sponsoring this tournament. Thank you to Berkeley for casting with me, and thank you to Elzar for doing the camera work and streaming. And we will see you guys in the next game. And where can people find you, Berkeley?
You guys can jump over to Facebook or on Twitch. You can also find me on Twitter. We post there and let you guys know when we're doing any casts that aren't on the 4States Twitch channel. I'll post the links on the chat, so that'll be nice and easy to find. So make sure you guys stick around, listen to some tunes coming out from Elzar, and Game 3 coming up in just a couple of minutes. Titan versus Execration 2, final match. Winner takes, well, the next stage.